On Friday, Team OTB took part in a duathlon in association with BMW and Triathlon Ireland. The leaderboard was revealed here on Friday, but there's been some changes since then. Here's some of the highlights from the race. We'll deal with that afterwards.
Jesus, I feel like I have something on today. Oh, I have to do that run. Sorry. I was just so relaxed about it, you know.
All right, Nathan Murphy here, Phoenix Park, hurricane blowing, ready for the run and ride for Pieta in association with BMW Ireland. I wouldn't say I'm excited, a little bit nervous. The wind is going to add at least half an hour to my time.
It's a funny one doing it remote. I've been more used to team sports and having a couple of teammates there to back me up, especially when it comes to the runs.
So we have the gear, we have the training, we have the facilities, we also have the wind, and we have like a natural competitive instinct to see what's going to happen today. So next time you see us, we might all be dead.
Hey lads, warm up done. I think I have to get in the bike now, is it? Forest Gump has served me well. Tough enough at times. Bit of a wind, bit of a few drizzles of rain here as well in the morning, but feeling strong. You know, I hope someone can catch me and make a competition out of this, but I'm feeling great.
That straight up there is a killer. Apart from that, it was grand. Thought it was 4 laps, ended up doing 5, got lost in the first lap. So I'm not very happy with that, but we'll finish it out anyway.
Are you feeling good for the 2.5K run now?
Should be able to finish it out strong enough, yeah. Hopefully. I'll get going.
I'm pretty happy just to get through it, to be perfectly honest. Windy day. And
Brilliant. Is that your first duathlon?
Yeah. No, it's the first time doing it, and it was good.
All in all, yeah, it was a tough final 2.5 kilometres. I'm just waiting for Adrian Barry. Here he comes, the hero on one leg. Up he comes. Oh, what bravery.
Oh, I'm delighted to finish. That was really all I wanted to do. I'm absolutely banjaxed. Oh, I have pains in places I didn't know I have.
Nathan Murphy and Shane Hannon are with us. Shane, take your victory lap.
I'm going to enjoy this. Yeah, this is going to be enjoyable. I'm going to sip on my orange juice and act a little bit smug here because it was nice to predict the win and then do it. You know, it makes it all the sweeter. I think when you actually tell people you're going to win and then you follow it through.
We've got images.
Act a little bit smug. Dear God, come on. This Shane Hannon, who's moved back home to Monaghan, is a different beast to the guy we've spent the last few years working with in Dublin. You know, nice, modest individual. Dear God, being smug comes very naturally to you, Shane.
I think it was because Owen said something on OTB last week that kind of resonated with me. He said something like that there wasn't enough smack talk, that this was all very nice and friendly and relaxed, and we were all just encouraging each other, but there was no competitive element to it. And I figured, you know, why not be the guy, because I was going to win, why not be the guy to rile everyone up?
Do you think the Neil Armstrong is going to have a poster of you winning the triathlon behind him in his room now?
Well, Neil Armstrong's dead, so I don't think he will have one, but Buzz Aldrin might. Buzz Aldrin.
Sorry, got them mixed up.
But maybe they will be. Maybe I will be their hero, but who knows? I'll have to put a poster of Roger Bannister up now as well, since I'm an athletics icon.
Come on, Owen. And the second screw up in this whole triathlon thing. I just want to clear something up. We've got the leaderboard here. I think we can reveal this in stages. So we've got the top three. There was a lot of jiggery-pokery going on here. Team OTB official results. Number 1, Shane Hannon, 77.73. 0.73. Well,
that's a strange.
What's that mean?
I don't know. What's a 73 thing? Who did this?
Must be 78.13 then.
Ah, lads. Did somebody add up this? They did.
I still won regardless. So
is that 0.73?
Well, that just removes... That would remove your... That would remove any faith that people have in this. It's like...
Well, I think anything that removes faith in the results, we can all get behind.
So it's 78 something. And then it's Tommy is second. And Enda is third on 81. I presume they've just added minutes and not gone to the hundreds. Oh, God. This is a bit of a shambles. Anyway, number 1 was Shane Hannon. Clearly wins 78.13, I'm assuming. And then 79.20. Is that right? Is Tommy 79.20? 7, 6, and 5, 11. That's not right either.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
Wow.
The whole thing is a sham.
Well, look, I just want to point out that...
All results just thrown out.
The next one, please. 4 to 6. The order of this is not in doubt because we actually did it on the same place. Tom Malone, 84 minutes. Me, 5th on 86 minutes. And you, 91, 5 minutes behind me, Nathan. 5 minutes of eating my dust. And yet, Owen brought to air on Friday that somehow you had beaten both me and Tom. And I'm suspecting that you bribed him to say, irrespective of the results, I want you to say, I'm first. Or else, Owen, you just went on a crappy solo run and stole our moment of victory. What happened?
It was an 8-pack of Bavaria. That's all that was required for me to give Nathan Murphy the win on Friday morning. So you're very welcome. But as you can see there, you needed to perhaps get a little bit closer for the light to actually come through. So congratulations, first of all.
Whoa, back up for 1 second here now. Because the confusion arose from the fact that we didn't all do the same course, even though we were at the same place. So myself, Enda, and Tom ran considerably further, over 10% further than yourself and Adrian did, because ye took a shortcut for the entire 5K.
No.
So the result, it was very clear, the instructions from Triathlon Ireland. Run around the football pitches on the path. So as myself, Enda, and Tom did, we ran around on the path. So we did about 5.5 kilometers for the first run, whereas yourself and Adrian went on the pitches in around the goals and just did exactly 5K, which would explain, when you look at those times, Ger, why I finished the run, despite doing 500 meters more, over 2 minutes ahead of you and Adrian, yet you and Adrian were on your bikes before me because you were right up behind me, despite me running 500 meters more, despite finishing over 2 minutes in front of you, because I had to stand and wait for Owen, who I'm thinking you must have paid to delay me, waiting to do my interview. And explain this to me. If I only finished 5 minutes behind, right, and we both ran the final 2.5K in the same time because I knew I wasn't going to catch you, how come you were finishing your 2.5K as I was starting it? Because, again, I had to wait for 5 minutes to be interviewed live on air by Owen Sheehan, who kept delaying and delaying and delaying, which lends me to believe you're the one who paid him off to make sure it wasn't a proper and fair competition.
I crushed you, is what I'm hearing here. All your litany of excuses about, like...
Am I right?
No.
Did we or did we not run over 500 metres more than you in the initial 5K?
Well, I don't know. Did you? If you did, what the hell were you doing? You're supposed to run 5K.
We were following the rules of the duathlon.
The rule of the duathlon is you run 5K. We stopped ours when we hit the 5K because that's the instruction. We actually didn't run a shorter course from you, and ultimately Gary Crossan from Triathlon Ireland was the same way. Did you run on the grass
behind the goals the entire way around?
Behind the goals? What are you talking about?
Exactly.
The path. Adrian ran on the path, and I ran beside him.
Oh.
Can I just say, lads?
You're a great loser. This is good to see. I'm glad you're taking it well, Nathan. Do you want to do it again? Do we go and do it again?
Gladly.
This Friday morning, happily.
If there's no wind. If there's no wind.
This is quite pathetic, lads, I have to say. I mean, this is the equivalent of the Williams drivers arguing and bickering over who finished 19th and who finished 20th as me and my Mercedes coast home to another victory. I mean, you're arguing over losing places here. Who cares? I won.
Oh, no, you won your category. I won my category, Shane.
What's that category?
The old man category. Like,
okay.
We're like the over 40s that Nathan had to try and grandfather himself in to give himself a chance of winning.
There were some suspicions of cheating on your end, Shane. We did spot a taxi in the background of one of your Sky pits on Friday morning.
The funny thing is, I mean, obviously my troubles with the gears on my bike were well publicised, but what I didn't realise was my dad had actually woke up early as well. So Dad was the owner of that taxi that appeared in the background of one of the videos. At one point during my cycle, unbeknownst to me, he pulls up alongside me and he's literally driving alongside me, shouting encouragement. This was how serious this was taken on the back roads of Monaghan. This was the country roads on the North Monaghan, South Armagh border. Beautiful country air. And then all of a sudden, Dad pulls up beside me. It was like something out of the Tour de France. I mean, all we're missing.
What are the rules on that? Because I know Ger and Owen have both been to the Tour de France. Is the team car allowed to pull up alongside? And
no, absolutely not.
And break the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
You were drafting on the back of your dad's car. That's what I'm hearing here.
Not quite. You see the hills. That's the other thing as well. I've been looking at the inclines on Strava. Now, to be fair to you lads in Phoenix Park, I think your elevation gain was something like 180 metres. Mine was something like maybe 130. Tommy Rooney's was 60 metres. Let's just be clear here. Tommy Rooney picked a flat course in Clare. So probably puts his second place finish. It makes it look a little worse.
He's obviously not here to defend himself, so we can happily pile on. I think we can all agree that the big loser was Tommy, who we assumed was the fittest man on Team OTB, who's been banging on about his the time on his watch for the last 2 years. Talked about stride length and his new smart runners, which were buzzing him any time that he was supposed to be doing stuff, and it all came to nothing. He finished second. Enda has been in touch to say this wasn't taken into the time, by the way. It was all done per kilometre basis from Strava. So irrespective of whether or not you ran an extra 500 or whatever.
Well, I think running the extra 500 tired us out slightly, and the hanging around to be interviewed by Owen Sheehan, it all adds up.
It all adds up to give you a rest in between.
Sorry, you're now going with Enda on the side of timings, considering what we've just gone through, where his timings were nonsensical, didn't make any.
Well,
didn't add up in any way.
The 60 seconds thing, it's.
Here, what I want to know is what's next for Shane Hannon, because the people in Triathlon Ireland were incredibly impressed by some of the times you were producing, and were suggesting that you need to up it.
Look, I've said before, my PB was, I think, 18:54 maybe, and I think I'm capable of low 17. If they get a hold of me, give me some proper training. I was under pressure. You can't forget. I ran a 9 minutes 59 second 2.5k at the very end after hopping off the bike. That's pretty impressive timing. Now, I had my mum shouting encouragement, and she, as we said, is a tiger mum. If I'd come second, I wouldn't have had dinner. I would have been told to go to bed early, basically, on Friday night. So I had to win. And when you add the pressure and think about the fact that I had actually told the country that I was going to win on social media the day before, and then carried it out impressively, considering I had a 2-minute gap when my bike wouldn't work, that's some serious going. And if Triathlon Ireland want me to continue on with this as a career, come and get me.
We can put up Adrian Barry's time now here. He's the biggest loser. He gets his own slot. He didn't get into the top 6. 102 minutes. He completed it. Fair play to him for completing it. 29 minutes 5k, 56 minutes for the cycle, an hour-long cycle for 20k, and then 16.47 minutes for the final 2.5. He's obviously not here to defend himself either. Claims that he got a hamstring injury pretty much at the start of the run, although we did the first 5k together, so I don't know what happened.
Did he mention it?
He did mention it. He said it's a bit of a tight hammer.
Convenient.
If you're going to play the long game, you have to get in with your story fairly early on. So,
how many of Shane's family were involved in this? Like, you say your bike wasn't working. Your brother's probably a mechanic or something and was there ready to switch wheels.
Yeah, no, my dad actually said at one point we should have had a second bike there just in case that happened, and he wasn't even joking. He was actually being serious. That's how seriously my family was taking it. Dad got out of bed to hop in the car and kind of follow me on the bike.
But it worked.
He was only there for a short period, and I of course didn't follow him the entire time. I was cycling on my own merits, but it was a serious thing up in Monaghan here. People were beeping as they were going past, supporting me. They knew what this was all about. They knew not to stop me to talk. And I did run past a couple of people that I actually knew, and there was no talking to them. You just kept going. And that's the problem with running remotely as well. I didn't know how well you guys were doing. So, well, I assumed how you were doing, but I couldn't see you with my own eyes. So that made me probably push myself a little bit further, I think.
Nathan, all joking aside, you got crushed by an old man. What happened?
Well, I knew you'd kill all of us on the bike with that motor that you got running there. Like, as was proven, I think everyone else did the bike in pretty much a similar time, sort of 47, 48, 49 minutes. Yet somehow, Jerry, you managed to do it in 42 minutes. But I didn't get crushed. I was, as I say, comfortably clear in terms of the run. So let's wait till we're back in the water and the run. The true triathlon, which we'll have to test ourselves on next time.
You're throwing down a gauntlet, are you?
Next summer, baby.
No, this year. This is not too late.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if there's going to be full-scale triathlons.
We could organise one ourselves. You name the time, you name the date, you name the place. I'll be there, and you'll be eating my dust again. That's all I can say. Shane has unlocked the competitive instinct in all of us here, and it's the right thing to do. Our Zooms our Skypes, the lads seem to have disappeared there for just at the right moment. Owen, I can't believe you didn't do it.
I can.
I can't believe that you managed to get away with. We're at 9:55 here, and I forgot to bring up from the start that somehow you decided against running and riding for Pieta.
I'm surprised that Shane Hannon hasn't managed to mention the population of Monaghan this morning. How Monaghan managed to produce such amazing runners and riders, given their lowly population. That is the only thing we've been missing this morning from a County Monaghan victory lap.
It was, in all seriousness though, a little bit of distraction for us over the last 6 weeks we've been doing it, and it's actually a really good thing to do, and you feel fairly good after it. I mean, certainly there's pain, as Adrian said, in parts you didn't know existed, but the overall sense of well-being and achievement that you get from doing something that you just didn't think you were going to be able to do at any point, and then to actually do it is amazing. So I would wholeheartedly recommend that people, the programs are available, really easy to follow in terms of the running and riding, and I think the two lads are back to sign off. All in all though, Nathan, as I was saying there, the type of thing that you don't think you're actually going to be able to do when someone says you're going to have to run, cycle, and then run again, and then you can't do it the first time you try it, but over a period of time, and then eventually on the day, you suddenly find the ability to do it.
Yeah, well, obviously from a year ago, we all did just the one segment of the triathlon, whereas this time round, we managed to do 3 different segments. So there's obviously progress there. And yeah, it was tough, really tough on Friday morning with the wind, but it was enjoyable to get off the bike and do that final 2.5K. There is a good sense of achievement and accomplishment, despite the obvious disappointment with maybe the timings and the end result. But there was, Jerry, you might have noticed when we were running around, and the grimace on our face when we're 2 kilometres into our 5K run, we were met by a couple of lads from the army who were jogging around the Phoenix Park as well, and had what looked like quite hefty bags on their back.
Yeah.
We're obviously out working hard, and we kept meeting them. Every time I was doing the cycle, they were still there running around for a good hour. And I got an email then, about 2 hours later, from Richard Byrne, who was one of the lads running around giving us encouragement, said, we were all suffering together. He said, it'd be great to put the team through their paces, army style. Plenty of options. We could run a boot camp in the Curragh or survival training down in Wicklow. You mightn't be as dry or as clean as you were this morning, but it could be a good opportunity to get you competing under pressure. So I think, Ger, for all these lads with an awful lot to say for themselves, such as Shane Hannon, Enda Call, Tommy Rooney,
Owen.
maybe a weekend down at Owen, obviously.
Especially Owen.
A weekend down at the Curragh might be just the trick for them.
Oh, I've done plenty of weekends down at the Curragh. I have lost a lot of money down there and have had brilliant sessions. Be up for doing that again.
This will be a different type of experience for you, Owen. So we're going to follow up with Richard, Owen, and we're going to sign you up. I don't think the insurance will cover us all, lads, so we'll leave it to you.
Exactly. With the heart attack risk is too high for us. But you, Owen, you're a young man. Happy birthday, Owen, by the way. He's, what age are you now?
I don't like to reveal my age on.
He's 26, so he's late 20s officially.
Wow.
He's out of the early 20s.
He must be embarrassed. You must have been embarrassed on Friday. You're chatting to Jason Quigley, and Jason Quigley is looking at you with pity. Never mind about the ginger thing. Looking at you going, all these other guys are out there taking this on, raising awareness for charity, putting their bodies on the line, and you're sitting in studio, sitting there doing absolutely nothing, wasting your life.
It felt so good. It really did. It was just so damn pleasurable. Like, I mean, just that warm, cozy studio. Jerry, you're there this morning. It's a pretty nice place to be.
Not as nice as the Phoenix Park on Friday morning, even with the wind. There was just a moment where you get to the end and you're like, oh, I just did this. Out of nowhere, we just did this. You can follow all of that on the website, otbsports.com, and we actually managed to complete it. I can't believe it. Congratulations, Shane. You said you would do it. You did it. Nathan, I can't believe that you were five minutes behind me in the whole thing. That is unbelievably bad effort from you. I thought that it was at least going to be neck and neck, that there'd be a sprint finish at the end, but no.
Well, we've already gone through the circumstances, but well done, Gerard, well done.
That's our lot today. It's bang on 10 o'clock. Remember, you can listen back to the show on podcast. You can find us on the OTB Podcast Network and the brand new OTB Sports app. Just search OTB Sports in the App Store or on Google Play. Off the Ball will be back on FM from 7 o'clock this evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Best of luck.